Hey, welcome back to Sharon Space. I am Shaz and I am on point to empower women to rock their business, adding value and significance in everything that they do. So today's topic is all about networking. So let's get down to it. Building your networking skills authentically. One of the biggest successes was and still is in my business is networking. I was absolutely scared to death at my first networking event. I was hyperventilating, I was sweating, I had no idea what I was doing. Every insecurity that one could have, I had. But I am so grateful and appreciative that I took those steps and felt the fear and done it anyway and attended, because I have found so many people over the years of networking that I'm still very much so connected to today in business and in life that have become some of my best advertisements for my business and everything that I do. Connections were made, personal growth was had personally and business. I was also able to be exposed to so many businesses out there that I didn't even know existed. So for me, a person that loves adding value and significance, creativity and community, I was able to inspire and empower and assist and help other businesses that were local to me. So for me, that was a huge love that I had for networking, was putting me in that place where I had those opportunities with other business owners. There's a few stages to networking and I'll go through and explain them all to you. The first one is the pre-networking. You're probably thinking, well, where do I start? Where do I go? How do I find out what is available in my area when it comes to networking? And if you've attended an online networking event, it's sort of similar to a face-to-face networking event. The same philosophy still applies, the same connections, communications, the pre-networking, the during networking, and then the post-networking. So we're going to talk about all of those three. So the pre-networking, find out where they are. That is the first point of call. I would recommend that you jump onto your business Facebook groups that you're associated with, any friends that you've got that's in any type of business, and just ask them, are they a part of a business networking group or event that they attend that they would recommend? That's where I found myself at my first networking event. It was referred by a friend that was in business to come along. And like I said, it literally just changed everything for me. The personal growth alone was worth attending that networking event, although I was so super shy and so reserved and so unsure about absolutely everything. So reach out to those that you know, that you trust in, and ask them what's available. Obviously these days, what do? We Google it, right? So if you're not sure or haven't found any connections through the people that you know in business, then you can absolutely jump on Google and Google women in business, for example, networking events and in your town, and see what's available. There's just so many different ones out there, from catching up and having coffee to sitting around a couch and chatting and connecting on that emotional level and business level, to structured networking events where you attend possibly on a Friday night and there is, cocktails and drinks and things like that, and chatting and introducing and connecting. And then you have your events that are held during the day. So depending upon your schedule, whether you have a job and you've got a business that's your side hustle, whether you have children, small, old, whether you're by yourself and Friday night's a thing for you. There's something out there for absolutely everybody, and you will find your tribe within that networking group. So step one, find something to attend. And ideally, if it's someone that you has recommended you to go, then one of the first steps is that you ask them if they could meet you beforehand. Because I know for me, showing up to anything solo is a huge step out of the comfort zone. So if that is you and that is something that's stopping you from attending, ask if they could meet you just prior and walk in with them, and then they'll be able to introduce you and show you where to sit and connect you with other people. So have that introduction, have that person that will walk in and hold your hand whilst you go into the scary networking scene. Some other pre-networking tips are to communicate with the organizer. So once you've found where you're going, if you can get in contact or put a post in a group or make some sort of communication to an organizer and ask them what would they recommend that you prepare, or what can you expect from the networking event. And if that person understands what it's like to attend their first networking event, which I'm sure that they would, they will give you some advice and allow you to feel a little bit more prepared and confident about attending the networking event. Personally, what I do is I do a bit of Facebook stalking and jump, online and have a look. And I go as far as having a look at the types of people in the photos that are attending, simply because I'm a female and I actually kind of like to know what the expectation is in dressing. Not that I impress anybody by anything that I do, but I like to kind of just fit in a little initially and know what the vibe is. So if I'm seeing everybody there in every single photo that's all got like black jackets on, I might just wear a black jacket to the first one until I suss out the environment. Or if it's a group of women sitting around a couch and they're all in super cool casual clothing, then I'm not going to rock up in a black jacket and very corporate orientated. So I just kind of like to understand and get a bit of a feel for the networking group and what I'm about to go to, because it gives me more confidence in attending. I will ask questions as well of my friend that's referred me or the contact I've made before going. Will I need to be prepared to talk a little bit about my business? Is there that expectation? Will I need business cards? Can you give me a little bit of a heads up on the things that you would recommend that I was to bring along with me, and some expectations that I would have on me attending and networking? That would be fantastic. So doing that, obviously, as I said, gives you that place of being confident, but also it actually connects you with the organizer or someone that's there. So therefore, if you don't have a friend you're going with, then you know somebody there already, and you can then come up to them and say, "Hey Mary, it's Sharon, we spoke or we emailed or messaged, and I just wanted to say thank you for helping me out and answering my few questions, and I'm here." And then Mary will, if Mary knows the art of networking and communication and relationship building, will introduce you to some people. And that's really where it can all start. I find for myself at networking events, if I'm holding something, then I feel more comfortable and confident. And that's not holding a pile of business cards, because that will deter people. They will bail on you. But I like to have my side bag, because I can hold the strap, whatever gets you motivated and feeling confident to go. And I always have a bottle of water or something that is in there that I can hold and sip on through conversation, or if I'm left, then I can just do that. And it distracts me from doing what I used to do and what so many new networkers do out of not being confident, and that is getting your phone out and going to a corner and doing that whilst everybody else is chatting or networking. The other thing I find that I do is, which really helps me to kind of break the ice, is that I come in, and if I see somebody else that is by themselves, I will go up to them and say, hi, and they will say hi. And I will say, is this your first time? And then they might say yes. And if it's not, they're sort of by themselves for a reason. Maybe no one has interacted with them. So if you be the person that says hello, then now you've got a person that you can connect with and just feel that comfortable confidence with. You've helped somebody else out too, which is tick, tick, and they will remember that. The other thing that I do is, if I'm really unsure, and I've done this before, is I will ask somebody, excuse me, or even just the staff, depending upon the event, could you just point me in the directions of the bathrooms? So I've had a conversation with somebody at least, and then I will go to the bathroom, and then I will come out and I will feel different, because sometimes I've had to go and do a bit of self-talking there. Sharon, you're fabulous. Sharon, you know what you're doing. Sharon, you're here because you know how to give. You are authentic, you're significant, you can add value to some of these people that you're yet to meet. So if you need to do all of that, then there's some options for you. But understand where you're going, what's expected, try to make a connection before the event, and then that way you'll go along with confidence. Don't arrive late, show up that little bit earlier, because then you're coming to a room that is not jam-packed because you are either just on time or you're running late. So suss out the parking beforehand. All these things matter, because you will get into a bit of a huff and everything gets a little bit crazy when you are going somewhere you've never been. You're trying to find a park. Have you got change for the meter, if that's still a thing, or are you prepared for the payment? Like, all of these things matter and will make you be so much more organized prior to going to your networking event. And a bonus is, I would actually take it a step further. I would then say to your friend that's just started in business, or someone that you know that has a successful business, hey, Mary, I always use Mary for a reason. I am attending this networking event on this day at this time. I would love for you to come along with me. Are you open and are you free to come along, and we'll grab some coffee before or after? That way you're not actually showing up by yourself. So never go to anything solo if you can, because you've got the ability and the opportunity to help another person, and for you not to be in the corner on your mobile phone flying solo. Now we're going to talk about during the event itself. Now this will sort of change depending upon the theme of the event, the style of the event, whether it's day, morning, night, a bunch of people catching up over a couch for some structured connections. It will change, but basically keeping in mind that you're not there to receive new customers necessarily that day, that you're not there to make a business deal, that really you need to just be able to be, and to be able to come into that environment not salesy and not the person that is just passing out cards. You're there to create one connection. Now, if more than that happens, that's fantastic. But if you have that mindset going in that you're there to create a connection and help other business owners out, like by you referring business to them, not what you can actually get, because that will come over time. May happen at the first event, but it will come, because one of the things I remember when I was networking, a particular organization used to say that givers gain. So when you're giving more, you're essentially gaining more. So going into that with the mindset that you're there to find out what everybody else does, listen very well. You were given 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, and take good note and build those relationships and those connections. You will get referrals, you will get introductions, you will get clients, and you will be that person that people feel comfortable and confident to refer their friends, their family, their business associates to, because they actually have that trust and faith in you by the way that you present yourself. When you're meeting someone for the first time, don't ask them straight up what they do for their business. Ask them questions non-business related. So, what are your hobbies? What do you like to do in your spare time? So if you think about it as really just that you're catching up with friends over coffee, you will find yourself more put at ease by asking non-related business questions. Asking, do you attend this regularly, is a great question to ask as well, because it is a topic and a conversation that is actually not about either of you. It's about where you are. So don't be sales weird at all. Don't go there with the intention that you're looking for your next new customer, because people will get that vibe from you and they will gravitate away from you, because that's not something that networking is about. Yes, it will happen, but it happens when somebody has an understanding of you as a human being and as a business owner, and can actually refer you based on trust about you as an individual. Because you've got to keep in mind that the people that are attending the networking events, other business owners, etc., they will be referring people that they know that like and trust them to you. So they need to be in a position where they feel comfortable and confident that you're going to look after them in a connecting way, not a sales weird way at all. Keeping in mind that the people that you meet at the networking functions and events may not very well be your customers and clients, and it's not really thinking about that. It is absolutely, more often than not, it's the people and the connections that they refer to you is where you will actually find those lifelong customers. If you've got the opportunity to speak at your networking event, which you will know because you've already asked the organizer or your friend prior to going, then this is an opportunity for you. It may be from 1 minute to 5 minutes. Everyone's a little bit different with how they run their networking events, but that is a perfect opportunity for you to talk a little bit about your niche. So you need to know what that looks like and what you're looking for on the day. And also to, what is your tagline? You know, what are your values? That you can formulate a 1 to 5 minute introduction of you and your business that comes across in a way that is connection orientated and in alignment with the actual networking event. Now, we've spoken about pre and we've spoken about during networking, but what about post? What about after the networking event? It's really important, and this is what I find with the business coaching that I do when we talk about networking. This is something that needs genuinely the most attention after, of course, feeling confident to go to the networking event. Firstly, but it's the post, it's in the follow-up. And often I've been told and heard over the last, many years, the fortune is in the follow-up, and that applies to networking. So what are some things that you can do after the networking event to build on those connections that you have made? Personally, I am a massive fan of emailing and texting. I will absolutely pick up the phone without hesitation if I have been asked to do that for a specific reason. But email and texting, let me talk a little bit more about how I would approach that. So let's just say at the networking event that there's been many businesses that have discussed what they do, and you're encouraged to collect business cards. Let's say that's the way that business event rolls. So you do that and you've got these cards. I wouldn't be emailing absolutely every single one of them. What I would do though is I would email or text, and it would depend upon the conversation that I had, only those that I had some sort of contact with. So if I met Mary and we had a chat in the hallway and we were talking about, children and sport and businesses and food or whatever it might have been, I will absolutely text or email Mary and say, hey Mary, it's Sharon. I met you today at such event. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. It was really cool to talk about X, Y, Z. It was fantastic to meet you. I look forward to seeing you at the next event. Thanks so much. Cheers. Keep it simple. There is no sales. There is no anything in that. Like, go check out my next social media event, or oh, by the way, I sell this. There is no sales in that connection after the event. They heard what you did at the event and you've made a connection. The sales will come in due time when they have the trusting of you after the connections continue at future events that you go to. I would, however, as I said, I would make a phone call if it was asked of me, no hesitation at all. And just as an example, I was at a networking event just like last week, and I was asked, based on what I said about my social media for business workshops, if I could send the details through. A business card was passed to me and I was requested to send the details specifically. So absolutely I would do that, and I did do that, and I do it that day. It is a priority. And post-event too, it is important that you actually find the time to, after your networking event, that you schedule out some time to do the post-event. So the following up and the connecting and all of those things, because if you don't schedule out time for that, you're not going to do it, because you're going to get back to the office, you're going to get back to your space, and you're going to get on to the next task, and the networking event's now done. The networking event is not completed until the post aspects of a networking event has been done and you've connected and you've emailed, text or phone call, whatever is your jam, to those that you had that contact with. But like I said, I personally am not into just messaging everybody that I picked up a business card from. It's not what I do. I would rather the quality rather than the quantity, and engage with people that I actually genuinely had a very genuine, authentic conversation with. The other tip with after the event, the post networking, is if there is a business group that have posts up about the up and coming networking events that they do, that there's people sharing and all that kind of stuff in there, or on a page of some description, put a post in there and keep it authentic, non-salesy. I can't say non-salesy, I could just, don't sell after the post stuff. So just thank them for having you, and it was great to come along and you really enjoyed the atmosphere and the energy. Be truthful, be authentic. If that wasn't the case and you're totally like, that's not my thing, I'm not going back, I'm finding a new networking event, because you've got to go where you feel that you're connected and you gel and you're around the tribe that you want to hang out with. So be authentic and say thank you for being able to be there. Leave it at that. No business links, no nothing at all. And then you will have people that will gravitate towards you and say, it was great meeting you. And if those conversations and comments go further, then you can take them offline, personal message, personal text, email, and create the next connections and follow up after that. Also, finally, to finish off this YouTube video, is to talk about simply messaging the organizer. The organizer is sometimes forgotten. So to send a text, email, and just thank, or even do it in a group if that's an option, and thank them for how they ran the event, that you felt very comfortable, and it was great to attend, and thank you for allowing me to come and be a part of it. That's going to be a different message that you send to a group, but to go straight to the organizer and ask them if at any point there's anything that you can do to help with setup, or if there's anything you can do afterwards, you're not quite sure what sort of it entails, but you're willing to lend a helping hand, or I'm more than happy to, if there's speaker prizes that are donated at your event, I'm more than happy to donate a speaker's prize, or if you guys do raffles or something. But I'm just here to help. Just reach out if I can be of any help to you at any future events. Thanks so much. It was a fantastic day. I really thoroughly enjoyed myself. Cheers. So that is our networking video for today. I really hope that you've got some value out of today, and that you've at least got something that you can take home that will give you the confidence to make those networking connections, attend a networking event, during the networking feel a little bit more at ease, and then afterwards follow through and do what most people don't do, and that is the post networking. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, and if you find this video of value, then absolutely share it along. Thanks everyone. See you soon. Bye.